I'll get off at 5:30 instead of 8:30.
Yeah. Hey guys, I told you guys I was gonna come back. Okay, I gotta get off now. Bye.
All right.
Guys, I'm back. Anybody in the chat?
I know. Did you send me the stuff?
I'm sending it now to you.
I ain't gonna stay on long. My son got soccer tryouts this week. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on a second. I'm trying to send it to you now. I'm sending it to you now. Look in your email.
I ain't getting it yet.
You didn't get it yet? Check it out. Oh, Kevin's on. Hey, Kevin.
Shit.
What's up, DJ?
Look in your email.
What up? Shit, yeah.
I ain't getting it yet.
You didn't get it yet? Check it out. Oh, Kevin's on. Hey, Kevin. Your thing is repeating, Kev.
Shit. Should be straight now. What's up, everybody in the chat? Man, I keep telling people the label means deny. It's just temporary, that's all. Gotta keep going through the phase. You gotta still keep trusting. Oh, man.
Hey, Shasha.
You ready? You got it, Randa?
Yeah, I'm opening my email.
Okay, it says here, the United States District Court of Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, United States Plaintiff versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid, and Milton Brown, also known as June Brown. Order. For the reasons stated herein, the court denies defendant Robert Sylvester Kelly's motion for reconsideration for bail, docket number 143, and a motion for evidentiary hearing, which is docket number 145. Statement. A motion to reconsider bail. Mr. Kelly moves the court to reconsider his bail determination for the third time on docket 107 and docket 115. The Bail Reform Act permits a district court to order pretrial detention if it is conclusive that no condition or combination of condition will reasonably assure the appearance of a person as required, the safety of any person and the community. 18 U.S.C. 3142. In making this determination, the court must consider the following factor. 1, the nature and the circumstances of the offense charged. 2, the weight and evidence against the defendant. 3, history or characteristic of the person. And 4, the nature of the seriousness of the danger to any person or the community that would be posed by the person's release. Whereas here, the defendant is charged with qualifying crimes involving a minor. There is a rebuttal presumption of pretrial detention, ID 3142, and it has some case laws. The defendant bears a limited burden of production to present evidence that he will not flee or endanger the community if released. Okay. Even if the defendant rebutes it, the presumption remains in the case of as in the evidentiary finding militant against his release. Well, the government retains the burden of presumption by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant is dangerous and preponderance of the evidence that the defendant is a flight risk. Mr. Kelly argues that the court incorrectly applied the Bail Reform Act and that the facts do not warrant his pretrial detention. In previously denying Mr. Kelly's bail, the court concluded that there is no condition or combination of conditions that would reasonably assume that Mr. Kelly's appearance and the safety of the community. In doing so, the court considered the factors set forth by 18 U.S.C. 3142 to apply to Mr. Kelly. Ultimately, it found that the weight of the factor favored detention. Consistent with the Eastern District of New York findings in Trice denying Mr. Kelly bail, and the Second Circuit affirms that denial. The court found that Mr. Kelly poses a significant flight risk and a danger to the community. Bank records produced since shows that Mr. Kelly has the means to flee. Considering the multiple charges and severe penalty of the state, Mr. Kelly also has the motive to flee. The risk of witness tampering, obstruction of justice are high, particularly particularly as they relate to the missing video mentioned in the superseding indictment and the grand jury finding that the witness was paid and threatened to change testimony and not appear. For these reasons, the court found that electronic monitoring and the home confinement condition would be insufficient. Mr. Kelly has not demonstrated a change of circumstances that altered the court's previous conclusion that the pretrial detention necessary. Further, even if the court has inclined to grant the motion, Mr. Kelly remained a subject of a pretrial detention order by the Eastern District of New York, was recently affirmed by the Second Circuit of Appeal, Circuit Court of Appeal. Mr. Kelly's pretrial detention is not indefinite. You heard what it says it's not indefinite. Indeed, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Brown recently agreed that the government proposed to set trial date for the next status hearing on December 16, while Mr. McDavid objected alone. Mr. Kelly will go to trial as soon as it is safe and practical. Until then, he will remain in detention. Motion of evidentiary hearing. Mr. Kelly also moved for either immediate release or evidentiary hearing to investigate recent incident of the former inmate at Metropolitan Correctional Center. Mr. Kelly asserted that the inmate physically assaulted him and that the MCC personnel, among other things, failed to intervene in a timely manner. Mr. Kelly did not cite, nor can the court find, any cases supporting his contention. While this incident is concerning, it's not warranting immediate release, nor is it a material to court's detention determination under the Bail Reform Act. This single isolation incident does not suggest that the Bureau of Prison is incapable of safely housing Mr. Kelly. The inmate involved in the incident with Mr. Kelly has since been transferred and is in a different facility. In any event, release from custody is not the appropriate remedy for such a wrong. If Mr. Kelly wishes to change the condition of his confinement or MCC ability to protect him, he can bring those claims to a civil action following proper exhaustion of administration remedies. According to the court's denials, Mr. Kelly's motion to reconsider bail and motion for evidentiary hearing. Kevin?
I'm here. I'm just grasping. I'm just grasping a lot of things that's going on right now, and we just got to put God first. That's it. I think a lot of us got in this mindset of R. Kelly being the king of R&B and not realizing God is the king of all kings. And I think that if some of us would just put God first and not making God jealous that we putting R. Kelly first, I really think this thing would turn around for the better. You know, and people don't believe that God is a jealous God, because he is jealous when you put people before him. And if you put people before him, he will some way take these people out of our lives. And we don't want that to happen with Kels. So I'm just asking everybody to continue to pray. Put God first. I think if we so focused on R. Kelly, they're no different than being in a relationship with a man or a woman. We love them so much, or that person, his or her, so much that we forget who sent that person in our lives. God sent R. Kelly, and he will take R. Kelly. And I'm just asking people to just pray more, keep God first more. I think he just really going through the motions, man, so this can finally, once and for all, be the final vindication of his life and accusations against him. Yeah. You know, and for the people that they don't get it. But I let people keep their comments to them. If that's how you feel, that's how they feel. Go ahead.
This is an urgent message for the vehicle owner. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about your car's extended.
So Somebody
I'm
ex-
about to go into, yeah, I'm about to go into the doctor's office, but I wanted to say this before I went into the doctor's office. Um, God knows my heart. He knows I trust him wholeheartedly with everything I have, with all of my being. But after looking at, patiently waiting and praying as we patiently wait, I know that there are many of us don't want to see this and don't want to say this, but we are in a is not just a spiritual war, but we're in a race war, because I am seeing so many things that is happening now with us as a Black people, and going over there listening to Mr. Cosby's situation, with what they're trying to stack up now. They're trying to stack some things up so that he won't get out. We better get to work. We seriously, we need to stop the nonsense. We need to get to work, because this race war that we're in, we need to go on and accept it and call it what it is. And yes, God has given us the spirit to not move in certain ways, but he also give us the ability and the spiritual inclination to know that what war we're fighting a race war now. And they are using our Black women to go to take our Black men. And we're so gullible that we're just falling for whatever has been thrown out there. And then you got, I'm sorry to call it what it is, you got weak men that's out there that's just saying, oh, it's not me, but it's you later, though. You're coming. Yes, we got to pray. We must pray.
you know, you know how it is in life. You want something so bad, and you want it just so bad. You at that car lot. You see that car. You like, God, I want that car. I want that car. I want that house. I want it. I want it so bad. And God just sometimes say, it's just not that time. And
Not right now.
it's just not our Kelly time right now. But that doesn't mean he been denied. It's just not his time right now.
It's delayed.
It's delayed, but not denied. That's what I posted earlier. I said, we're going to stop saying what the judge said, because that's what the judge said. But the God that we serve, we're saying he's been delayed.
I'm reading what it says here. I'm reading this. That's what I came in here to talk about. What is here?
It's just not God time. God got his times and he will do things on his own. But I urge people to stop putting R. Kelly first and put God first. We want him so bad to be free. And I think that's where we're failing at, for wanting him to be something so bad and putting him so much over pedestal that I really think we're starting to put him before God. This is my opinion. And God is a jealous God. I can't say this enough. So we just got to stay prayerful. We got to really stay prayerful and diligent and know that it's going to come to pass. This ain't an easy fight, y'all. This is not an easy fight. They trying everything and everybody to take this man down. If you would think,
but it was so ironic that all of a sudden the police recordings was released.
where?
Oh, I got it. The police recordings was just released before this. They sent this information.
Talking about the fire?
Yes.
Yeah, I played that on my live today. Yeah.
It's just so the timing.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's crazy how when they first took Rob and locked him up, It seemed like they were just holding to create a case against him.
And they still doing that.
And to me, the more they're holding him, it's like they're trying to build up even more against him, to get more, to keep him locked up, to keep him more, to get more, to keep him denied. It's always this, it's always that. But a lot of folks don't see that.
No, that's not their tactic. Their tactic is to hold him and to possibly they want him to break, and they feel like if they break him, then he will speak on any other people that may have been in contact with him, that including Black artists. So we're not gonna do. We're not gonna give them that kind of power, because we know that God has our power, and Rob is he's a man of God. And he's going to withstand the test. Listen, with the COVID-19 going on,
Guys,
Rob has done well.
guys, I just came on to read this. I'm about to get off because I have stuff to do. Kev, you could go ahead on and open me up on your line. I have some stuff I need to take care of.
Okay.
All right, Kev?
Yeah,
You want me to send this to you so you can read it on your side?
you can.
Okay. All right, guys, I have to go. I have some things I need to take care of. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right.